Hey gamers, welcome to my game room. AJ from Rolling With Roc here with a special series of Roc reviews covering the Kingdomino line of games, designed by Bruno Cathala and published by Blue Orange Games. This special Kingdomino week will have 3 Roc reviews covering Kingdomino, Queendomino, and Kingdomino Age of Giants, as well as a playthrough video. Before we get into the review, I did want to wish everyone well with the current situation. I hope that everybody is healthy and staying safe. A bit of personal news. Just over a month ago, my wife and I welcomed our second child into the world, so everything has been crazy and hectic in our household since then. And I have been working on some quality of life improvements here for the channel, including new logos, banners, a couple extra things. And one of the things I've really been wanting to do is get a push for over 100 subscribers on YouTube. That will allow me to change the URL for the channel from this alphanumeric random code to Rolling With Roc. And that will really help with my branding. So if you could please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with others that enjoy board game content, and help me grow my channel to reach that milestone and hopefully beyond. I would be greatly appreciative. And you can also follow me at Rolling With Roc on Twitter. I do a lot of back and forth with other board gamers on there as well. With all that said, let's go ahead and go down to the table. I will show you how to set up Kingdomino, explain the rules and how to play, and then we'll come back and hear my thoughts on the game. Here is a setup for Kingdomino for a 3-player game. The base box has you put the tiles just in the box, but I actually have this promotional tower that I got from Gen Con, so I'm putting them in those. If you buy the Age of Giants expansion, you get a tower as well, so you can get that if you don't have that tower. For 3 players, you will draw 3 tiles out every round and put them in numerical order like this. So we have 29, 34, and 42. And at the beginning of the game, you take all the players in the game, their 3 king. It's in this case, we have yellow, pink, and blue. You shake them up and you draw one out at a time without looking. And that is the player order for the first round. So we flip the tiles over, and then each player gets a chance in player order to choose one of these tiles. So I have a 3-player game set up here just to show you how it works. If we were playing with 4 players or with 2 players, we would have 4 different tiles out, and that would actually been here. But in this case, we only have 3. So we will have blue take this one, pink will take that one, and yellow will take that one on their first turn. The tiles all move over. We get 3 new tiles, and they just happen to be in that order. We reveal those, and then this is our new player order. So now it's pink, yellow, and blue. And pink would take their tile and add it to one of their 4 sides of their starting tile, because that's the only place they can go right now. And then they would choose a new one. They have a crown of forest and a field, so they will probably like to have this double crown. Yellow will add their tile, and they don't really like anything here, so they're just going to take a crown. And that leaves blue with that. And that's basically how the turns go. This game is super fast. You have 5 different terrains, which you can see are wheat fields, grasslands, lakes, wasteland, it's 6 terrains, I'm sorry, forest, and then mountains. And the back of the rule book is awesome because it shows you the different numbers for how each tile is in the game. So you have 5 single crown wheat field tiles, but you only have 1 triple crown mountain tile. So when you hit that, it's great. And so you kind of want to keep that in mind when you're taking options. So we would just do another round, and we would have a number 10, a number 32, a number 35, and we would flip those over. Now, with the second turn of the game, the way it works is, so blue's going to take their first tile. They can still add this to any one of their 3 open sides from their base, but they can also take this grassland and put it against the other grassland in any way they choose. And now that is how that's going to start to score points. The way the scoring works in this game is for each, you multiply each crown versus each tile that are connected with the same terrain. So this is 2 crowns times 2 tiles. At the end of the game, if it was just that, it would be 4 points. Then blue has to take a new tile. They're already scoring points for their grassland, so they might as well go heavy grass. Yellow takes theirs. They don't have anything with those 2 tiles yet, so they're going to go on their opposite side. And these 2 are the same. They've already got one like that with the crown on a lake and a forest tile, so that works for them. And pink will take this one and put 2 crowns again next to an empty grassland, so they're getting the same points like blue is, and they will have to settle for that one. So you can see where, going last can be a disadvantage, even though statistically it's supposed to give you the best tile. And this goes on until each player has drawn enough tiles where they theoretically could complete a 5x5 grid of their kingdom. Your starting tile where your castle is, and just to show you guys, this is one of the castles that I'm using. You have yellow, pink, blue, and green in the base game. And another promotional item they actually had for this was this cool sand castle. And when I play as yellow, I actually use that one a lot. But you start on there. You, as a alternative, you can do it where your 5x5, your castle has to be in the center, but it doesn't have to be. You could do your 5x5 all the way at the bottom if you wanted to and work from there. It's a lot of finding out how the tiles work to go into a 5x5 grid, but once you get the idea down, it's pretty simple. I find, like, I'll bring out a bunch more tiles here. I find that just doing straight, like, off of the center like that really give you the best grid, and then you just have to put tiles either up or down or side to side like this to fill in the rest of your board. So as an example, not that this is a great board, I'm just flipping tiles and hoping they fit, and they did. There is a 5x5 grid that fills in with the castle in the center, and if I did everything right here, everything is at least connecting to something else. And so what you would do is you would just count up every tile times every crown in that area, and that would be your final score for Kingdomino. One of the things that I really like about Kingdomino is it actually comes with a set of additional rules. These include Dynasty, which allows you to play 3 games in a row and you score all 3 together, and then whoever has the most points wins that. You have Middle Kingdom, where is exactly what I did here, where you put your castle in the very middle of your 5x5 grid, and at the end of the game you score an extra 10 points for that. You have Harmony, where you score an additional 5 points if you do exactly what I did here, and have every tile filling in your 5x5 grid. What can happen is sometimes at the end of the game, you can get a tile that doesn't fit into your grid, and then you would just discard that tile and you wouldn't get points for it. So you can actually end up not having a complete 5x5 grid when it comes to Kingdomino. And the last one is actually called the Mighty Duel. And that is for a 2-player game only with just base Kingdomino, where instead of doing a 5x5 grid, you can actually do a 7x7 grid. And honestly, I think that is my favorite way to play this game, instead of just doing the 5x5, doing the 7x7, because it adds a lot more nuance to getting the extra 2 rows of tiles on each side. And that's how you play Kingdomino. I'm going to go ahead and come back up off the table. We'll discuss the game, give you my thoughts, and give you my rating for the game. So that was how you play Kingdomino. For this review, I am not going to compare Kingdomino, Queendomino, and Kingdomino Age of Giants. I will save all those for the end of the Kingdomino Age of Giants review, since that will not be very long. And so I'm just going to explain what I like about Kingdomino here. My favorite thing about Kingdomino is that it is extremely easy to get to the table. You can play this with brand new board gamers and be able to explain and play very, very quickly. The box cover says 15 minutes for a game of Kingdomino, and while a lot of times those numbers are drastically under how much it takes to play a game, 15 minutes is a breeze to be able to play this in. You can get multiple games of Kingdomino in, or you could play a Kingdomino and then one of the other versions pretty quickly. I love the aspect of choosing the tiles, so you know you can either go first the next round or get a better tile this round. You know, sometimes the tiles aren't that different, and sometimes they're very different, so you have to make those decisions. And you don't know what's coming next when you're choosing, so you might be dooming yourself for what comes out. I really like the creating a pattern on the board, and that everybody gets to do their own thing. There's no sabotage or conflicting player interaction. And so I think the simplicity of Kingdomino, the short time frame to play, and the ease of access for all gamers really makes Kingdomino a top-notch game in my book. And that is why Rolling with Roc gives Kingdomino an Ultra Ball rating. This is one of my favorite games in my collection. I do enjoy playing this anytime we can get it to the table, and like I said, it's very easy to do so. So if you haven't already played Kingdomino, I highly suggest that you do. Please also go ahead and continue to watch the channel this week for Queendomino, Kingdomino Age of Giants reviews, as well as a playthrough of the series. So that's everything for this episode. Once again, I am trying to make that push for 100 subscribers here on YouTube, so please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this whole series on Kingdomino, and until next time, I hope you all take care. This was Rolling with Roc.